Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this very special halftime ceremony as we induct 3 new members into the Baltimore Blast Hall of Fame. Tonight, we will honor 3 new members of the Blast Hall of Fame and welcome back many former Baltimore Blast legends to help us celebrate this very special night. First, let's welcome the owner of your Baltimore Blast, Ed Hale. And we'd also like to welcome the Vice President and General Manager of your Baltimore Blast. What a great job he's done this year, Gianni Tuminello. And we'd also like to welcome the families and friends of our 3 inductees here tonight, namely David Bascome, Marty McGinty, and Lee Tschantret. And we're also joined by Hall of Famers and Blast legends. They played in the game earlier today. Let's give it up for your Baltimore Blast legends and Hall of Famers who are here to help celebrate this very special evening. Now, tonight's first inductee played for the Blast from 2003 to 2008. And since 2006, he has been the assistant coach coaching alongside Blast Hall of Famer Danny Kelly. In his Blast career, he had 82 goals, 41 assists, and has won 8 championships as a player and a coach. In addition to coaching, David Bascome runs the Bascome Football Leadership Academy. The goal is to give all players the tools to be successful both on and off the field and to be a balanced athlete in the 21st century. Right now, let's direct your attention to Blast Vision for some highlights from David Bascome. Gentlemen, let's welcome to the podium the newest member of the Blast Hall of Fame, the assistant coach, David Bascome.
Thank you, sir. Good evening. Well, myself and Lee Tschantret, we used to be linemen, and I always complained about him taking long shifts. So we're going to see tonight. So when he gets up here to speak, please kind of make sure you have your clock or your watch running. First of all, I am very humbled of this great honor. And I want to say thank you to my family, my father, my mother, my sister, my brothers, and my better half, Liz Garaudo, my kids. A special friend came here tonight, Jimbo, thanks for coming. My players, my coaches, and especially Danny Kelly for continuing this awesome opportunity. To all the fans that have supported me, and I must give great thanks to my first coach in my professional indoor career, Jim Palahan. It is very important that I acknowledge a believer, a hard worker, and a man with much integrity, Mr. Ed Hale, as he has built a franchise. He has built a franchise that has supported the soccer community. He has built a franchise that has been a stakeholder in building a great soccer community. He has built a franchise that has given many players, including myself, jobs and opportunities outside the game. He has built a franchise that many fans have been enjoyed and loved. And a franchise that has given me my first championship. I am honored to be a part of such great franchise. The many players that has passed through, the likes of Hansworth, Richard Chinapoo, Dominic Mobilio, Tariq Walker, Chris Vaccaro, Dennis Cabral, and the legend, Stan Stamenkovic. Many, many other players. Mike Stankovic, Danny Kelly. Many players has passed through, so this is an honor. But when I first came here, I had to make sure, I wanted to make sure when I wore the jersey, I wore it with great pride and give you, the fans, a reason to come back. I wanted to make sure when I put that jersey on, I carried the integrity that the players left before me. When I put that jersey on, I wanted to make sure that I embrace the soccer community and live by everything that the Baltimore Blast has stood by. I wanted to make sure that when I leave this beautiful game as a player, I was leaving as a veteran of the game. A veteran of the game that's going to leave something behind, something that I have embraced and been taught myself by the players before me. I was not going to leave this game as a player that just got old. I want to say thank you once again to my fans, players, the staff, my family, my friends, and the coaches, and especially to Danny Kelly and Ed Hale for their support and giving me the chance to continue this beautiful journey. And remember, before I leave, remember, for you to enjoy success to its fullest, you must endure a little bit of pain. Thank you very much.
Let's get a picture. Here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Bascome. Blast fans, our next inductee was the trainer for Baltimore Indoor Soccer from 1989 through the year 2000. Many Baltimore legends stayed healthy because of this guy, and he was also an all-star, being named trainer for the Eastern Conference in the 1989, 1990, and 1991 seasons. After his career finished with the Blast, he became the head athletic trainer at Archbishop Curley, and he's been a role model for many Curley men and even taught the sons of our Blast GM. Let's take a look now at the career of Marty McGinty.
And Mr. McGinty, I just want to say congratulations and induction to the Hall of Fame, and I love you, man. I mean, my 4 years here, coming to your office, messing with you, man, has been great. I'm going to miss you when I'm gone. Utmost respect for you. I'm going to miss you getting up here, walking around here slow, and yeah, just congrats, and I'm proud of you.
Martin McGinty, just want to wish you a congratulations on your induction into the Hall of Fame. You're a big reason for a lot of our kids' success, and it's well deserved. Congrats again.
Congratulations on your induction into the Blast Hall of Fame. What an honor. It's been a real pleasure to be a part of both of your careers, not only with the Blast, but also here at Archbishop Curley High School. To think 25 years ago we were both going to work every day wearing sweatpants. You still are today. Unfortunately, I've missed out somehow. Must have did something wrong. Congrats, brother. Love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome our newest member of the Blast Hall of Fame, Marty McGinty.
All right. It's pretty funny. My school announced, made a big announcement in the auditorium during assembly. I think it was a mass, that I was going to go into the Hall of Fame, and I was leaving the auditorium, and a couple freshmen who don't really know who I am came up and said, wow, you must have been a really good defender when you played for the Blast back then 35 years ago. I was appreciative of that because I thought it was pretty cool. I do want to congratulate Dave Bascome. I mean, honestly, I watched it kill us a lot in Harrisburg, running up and down that farm show field with incredible speed and work ethic. And you obviously have done great things with Danny Kelly, and I'm glad that you're in the Hall of Fame. And the other counterpart, Tschantret, who, when he was on your team, you loved him. When he wasn't on your team, you hated him because his will to win was crazy and second to none. Wears his heart on his sleeve, and I loved him for that. Never would miss a playoff game. His ankle was bigger than his thigh, and he said, you could cut my leg off, but I'm playing in that game tonight. I don't care what you say. And those are the kind of people that win you championships, and those guys are two big-time winners. So I'm very grateful that I'm going into the Hall of Fame with them tonight. Just want to mention a few of my guys that are here tonight, and they're my guys, and they'll always be my guys, but we had great relationships, families. I can't tell you some of the stories that we experienced because it would be probably illegal. But anyway, I want to start with Chris Vaccaro. I was grateful, actually, great goalie, that he retired when he did because I used to have to carry 2 medical kits, one of them with all my supplies and the rest of it with all his hair gels that he used to use before every game. I used to have to put a Gatorade bottle full of hair gel, and he used it during timeout so that it would keep that long, big mullet that he had back there, you know, nice and shiny. Dennison came to us actually through the circus. I don't know if you guys know that, but one time the circus was down at the arena, and this little Brazilian was doing all this acrobatic stuff, practicing for the night, and Ed and I are standing there watching him, and Ed looks over to me and says, man, if that kid could learn how to play soccer, he'd be really good for this league. And I was like, all right, well, let's ask him. And you know the rest of the story because he was an unbelievable player for us. Tariq, the stealth bomber, that was his nickname, is big on the field. When his back was towards the goal, I couldn't even see half the players. I always thought we were on a power play when he was out there. Another one, Jason Dieter. I don't really know much about his soccer skills. I don't think he really knew much about him either. But I do truly believe, that Jason wishes that he played in the major leagues because all he could do was slide tackle, and it always looked like he was sliding into second base trying to break up a double play. Thank God we never passed him the ball. I got to thank Ronnie Simmons. He's here tonight. I want to thank him for keeping me in shape back then. I had to run out on the field at least 35 times a game for his injuries. Barge, Joe Barger, my man, fear nothing, always positive, team guy, coach's dream, and thank God for your wife, Kristen. Oh, my goodness. Steve Boardman, one of my men. We signed Steve. We merged into the MPSL with the other league, and we go to Milwaukee for our first game, and we had a loaded team, and we knew we were going to just run through everybody. We go to a packed house in Milwaukee. We're down 17-2 in the fourth quarter. Now, mind you, there was 2- and 3-point scoring back then. And he comes off the field, and they had Victor Nogueira, one of the greatest goalies of all time indoors. And it's 17-2 to start the fourth quarter. And Bordy keeps coming off the field, and he's like, fellas, we can win this game. I played in this league. We can win this game. We can play. I'm telling you, we can win this game. We just got to get 1 goal, some 3-pointers. I look at Neely and Joe Cozio, and I'm thinking, we just signed the dumbest guy ever in the history of soccer. And sure enough, sooner or later, we start chipping away, and we tie the game right at the end, and Joe Cozio scores a game winner for us, and we win in overtime. And I'm thinking, man, I know nothing about soccer, and this guy, he was awesome. What a great game. Giuliano Salenzo, one of my curly guys. Thank God you were so good at shooting with those one-touch shots, because heaven forbid, if you actually had a run to get a ball and shoot, you would have never scored anything. Joe Koziel. The fans in the 300 section or upper section up at the arena downtown, they would have been here tonight, but I think they're still in concussion protocol from all those missed shots you had behind the goal. I try to explain to you, keep your knee over the ball when you shoot. Mark Metrick, close friend. You could have been a really good soccer player if you ever figured out how to use your right leg. Lance Johnson. I'm keeping Danny Kelly in the locker room because I was worried that you might still be mad at him when he punched you in the eye during that Harrisburg Blast game long time ago. I know you're out here, Timmy Whitman. I know you're here. Once he's your friend, he's always your friend for life. But I'm not sure that's a great idea. Myself, Doug, Neely, and Bordy lived in one of his houses in Federal Hill for a long time when we played. And Timmy, the big practical joker, used to put signs, I mean literally stop signs, in front of our house, trees, full trees he would get from somewhere, and we would wake up in the morning, go to practice, and they'd be blocking the door, and we couldn't get out, and we would be late for practice. He would be hiding in our closets when we came home and jump out and scare us half to death. When people in Baltimore say that guy's crazy, they're not lying. He's crazy. Derek Marcano, I still think I'm faster than you. Troy Snyder, another great one. I convinced Ed, I got to be honest, I convinced Ed to sign you because I thought you were part of the big Snyder pretzel family and we'd have all kinds of snacks during the practice times. Roberto Asensi. I'm surprised you paid attention to the instructions for tonight and you're not downtown at the arena trying to knock on the door to get in. Doug Neely, my man, when I found out that we signed him from Kansas City, I was like, that guy, he's terrible. He had long hair, wore a ninja headband, and blue shoes. He cannot play for us. Years later, the guy becomes a perennial all-star, my best friend, and we named my son after him. Ed Hale. I'm almost done, Ed. I got to read this because it truly is from my heart. I appreciate your work ethic more than you'll ever know. It takes a special person to continue to make the commitment to Baltimore for something you believe in, keeping the Blast fans and families happy. You give them a great team every year. Nobody, Ed, nobody does it better than you. Look at how many of your great players came back for you, and I know I speak for the fans as well. Thank you, Ed. So, thank Dr. Rich Levine, who's a longtime sports medicine orthopedic surgeon, a special guy in my life, was with me for his fellowship year, and he's still here today. Talk about a guy that loves this sport and his team and could be so many other places, a Blast doctor, team physician for Towson University, but he gives up a lot of his time, and there's nobody giving better care than that guy does. And I want to thank you for taking care of those guys, Rich, for so long. Heather Colbus, I know those players love you. You're the athletic trainer, current athletic trainer now, and I appreciate what you do and take care of them. I want to thank Kenny Cooper, Kevin Healy, and Billy Ronson. I know you're up there, Billy, with a shortwave radio somewhere on a cloud, basically, or I hope you're on a cloud, trying to get soccer scores somewhere in Europe. Pat Lamboni, the Salisbury University head athletic trainer that taught me everything I know. I wouldn't be here today without you, my man, and you know it, and I know it as well. I just got to thank you. Last, my mom and dad. My dad's in heaven. I know he's smiling because he loved the Blast guys. They were always so great and made him laugh all the time when they came home to visit, when they were out of town and holidays and those kind of things. My mom, she's a saint. She helped raise 6 kids. They weren't perfect. Well, 5 of them weren't. I wouldn't say that about myself. Last but not least, my wonderful family. Neely Christopher McGinty, we named him after Doug, and the reason why, people ask, hard worker, please and thank you guy, glass always half full, signed autograph for kids, never said no, holds doors for people. You're going to do great things in life, my man, and I'm proud of you. Finley, my wonderful daughter, I'm worried a little bit about her. She'll hug you and punch you in the face at the same time. Finally, this is it. My wife, Ann, who I know I wouldn't be standing here today if you didn't take over once I decided to cash in on family life. You're the best, and I'm extremely lucky. Thank you to everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for this award. It's special for not being a player, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Go Blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marty McGinty, the newest member of the Blast Hall of Fame. Now, unfortunately, we're out of time, so I guess Lee's going to have to wait till next year. You okay with that, Lee? No, I'm only kidding. Our final inductee played for the Blast from the year 2000 to 2007. In 235 games, he scored 123 goals, 125 assists, and was a member of 3 Blast championships. Lee also holds the distinction for the most penalty minutes all time in the former MISL. After his playing career ended, Lee became the head soccer coach at Loyola Blakefield, where he has won 2 MIAA 8 conference championships. In 2016, he was an assistant to the under-18 national team, and he is also a member of the Blast broadcast team right now. Let's take some video highlights and look at some video highlights of your newest Hall of Fame member, Lee Tschantret. Gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our 3rd member of the Blast Hall of Fame this evening, Lee Tschantret.
All right. Hi, everyone. How you doing? You guys all right? I promise I will not talk as long as Marty did. He thought this was a roast, so he just had to go through every single person we had here. So, God, I miss being in front of you all. It was an interesting, wonderful ride being a professional soccer player. It was 20 years, I got to be a little kid. So, Ed, I want to thank you. I want to thank you first for bringing me here to Baltimore. I know that was a really tough decision for you because I played for Harrisburg. We were big rivals. I was borderline insane. I was a crazy man. So I understand that you invested a lot and took a chance bringing me here. So I'm really grateful for that. I'm honored to be a part of this class. David Bascome is one of my best friends. So going in with Dave is really kind of something I hold close to my heart. Marty McGinty was awesome as a trainer, just a great human being. So when I thought about this, when I thought about being inducted into the Hall of Fame, one thing just kept coming to mind for me, for my career. And that was, I'm just thankful. I'm really thankful that I got to be a part of so many people's lives. Guys behind me, I'm thankful you all accepted me for who I was. I was borderline a little bit crazy, right? But you always had my back. We enjoyed each other. We enjoyed each other's personalities. Those bonds and friendships that we forged day in and day out in practice and during the games is something that I hold dear to my heart. I have to say a really big thank you to my family, all my brothers and sisters, my mother who has passed a long time ago. But any parent knows lugging your child around when they're younger to play soccer is very difficult. And, you know, the sacrifice of a soccer player is not just the soccer player, but it's everyone who's involved with his family. DK, my man, we lived together for years. It was a great ride both on the field and off the field. Being part of 3 championships with you is fantastic, and David, and I can go down the line with all the guys. So at the end of the day, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have had soccer as a really big part of my life. I'm grateful to all the relationships that I made, all the guys behind me. I have to say thank you to my wife. We've been together for well over 30 years now, and thank you for being so wonderful and allowing me to play soccer and follow it basically until my legs gave out. Massimo, my son, Cello, my daughter Matea, thank you guys. You mean the world to me. And guys, thanks again. It was great to be here.
Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our halftime ceremony, our Hall of Fame ceremony. Let's give it up for the 3 newest members of your Baltimore Blast Hall of Fame: David Bascome, Lee Tschantret, and Marty McGinty. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's unfurl the new Hall of Fame banner. There they are, the 3 newest members of your Baltimore Blast Hall of Fame: Marty McGinty, David Bascome, and Lee Tschantret.